what Matt Rule was talking about in his presser, so we can understand what was going on. And then we'll talk about Chapel Hill. We'll talk about Thursday and Friday in the NFL and what's going on. We'll talk about this weekend in Lincoln and the fact that it's an exceptional weekend. If you pay attention to Husker athletics, um, that currently Nebraska soccer is undefeated in five efforts. They're 3-0-2, and Nebraska volleyball, of course, the number one ranked volleyball team, they're undefeated 4-0. And then, of course, the Huskers go 1-0 in Kansas City, and you get to claim it. So it is a pretty good run, a pretty good stretch for Nebraska sports. And we hope that it's extended. Friday at Devaney Center, it is Nebraska volleyball versus Wright State. Saturday at Devaney, it'll be Cal and Wright State. And then Sunday, it'll be Cal versus Nebraska at Devaney. So you'll have a full weekend of sports, soccer at Hibner tonight, and then Sunday afternoon at Hibner as well. So there's plenty for you to get your Husker on if you're interested and intrigued to go along with it. And then we have a pretty good high school football game Friday in that Lincoln Southwest. Lincoln Southeast and Lincoln Southwest play each other at Seacrest. We had an interesting dilemma to work from, and we're trying to figure out what's the best solution. So, Bach, levels of interest, kind sir. Before we'll pay the bills here in a second, but level of priority for you, rivalry game, Lincoln Southeast and Lincoln Southwest. How big of a deal is that?
Well, I'm a Lincoln Southeast Knight myself, having been there. That was the primary rival. Over the years, you could argue maybe differently. It was when Lincoln Southwest opened up, maybe like 2006 or so. Might have been a little bit earlier than that. But in any case, Lincoln Southeast had the rivals over the years that split the schools. So, a lot of the Southeast kids then went over to Lincoln Southwest. So it's always been a great rivalry.
Are you angry at them for transferring over? Any resentment?
I mean, Southeast was able to rebound, but during my period of time, my senior year, the Knights went 0-12, and Southwest was pretty good. Baker Steinkuhler, I don't know if he would have went to Southeast, but was a 5-star recruit that went over to Southwest. So yeah, it was it changed my
little bitter
my high school experience a little bit.
A little bitter. Okay, so we will ask Ellie to post a survey, because this Friday night, with Lincoln Southeast and Lincoln Southwest being played, I was talking to Nick about it. I'll talk to Jake about it in Austin. But here's what's happening. That high school rivalry game at Seacrest, option 1. Option 2, Royals baseball. Now, again, the Royals make, in their playoff bid, right? And here's the thing about all of these. All of these have to be on terrestrial radio. So we can stream the high school football game. We can put it on digital anywhere, everywhere. The Royals, we can only play on terrestrial radio. The same can be said for, there's a Friday night NFL football game. And in order to stream it digitally, we have to carry it on the brick and mortar. So, Bach, I'm asking you to put your thinking hat on. And you can't be wrong in your opinion, but I'm asking for your opinion, because it's trying to make this decision as what's best. And we are Lincoln Sports, right? We are Lincoln Sports. So I think we're not wrong in having Lincoln high school football as the priority. But I need to ask the question, because The Royals are making a bid. The Royals play at 6:40 against Minnesota. And then, there's another Kansas City thing happening Friday night with the Chiefs and the Chargers. We can only carry one. So we need to I need the Bach influence. Right, I need the Bach influence. What do we, and we'll have, so we need Ellie to create a survey, a poll for online. And it needs to go on, like, it needs to go on X, it needs to go on Facebook, it needs to go on Twitter, go on Instagram. But what do we do? Text line, let me know. I don't always have all the answers, but I need to get to the right question. So I think in this particular case, the right question is Lincoln High School football, Chiefs, Royals.
Yeah, I don't think there's a wrong answer here. I mean, obviously, all these are great opportunities, and I love your idea. Maybe just leave it up to the people, see what they want.
Well, I mean, to give them the opportunity to say what they want to have on the airwaves. I mean, I'm in a dilemma about Sunday because the Royals play at 1:00 Sunday. Now, as much as I'd like to carry the Royals and Twins, you know what the NFL game is? Giants Commanders. Hey, bro. Hey, man. Hey, feel how you feel. The idea that my childhood heroes could end up on a radio station that hey, man, look, man, I get the Royals thing. I get the Chiefs thing, which is why I asked the question. That there are an abundance of Chiefs fans in this community. And I acknowledge that. There are also a whole block, and it's a different block of fans. I thought that most of the Royals fans would be Chiefs fans and most of the Chiefs fans would be Royal fans. That's not true. That's simply not true. So T.I. says option 1, high school football. Bill and Bennett says local football is way more important to me than any Royals or Chiefs game. Willie said, I love the Royals, but football is king. But which football, Willie? Which football? Anthony says, Chiefs, please. I have to coach a makeup soccer game for my second grade boy on Friday at 6:45, and having an earpiece to not miss the Chiefs would be much more appropriate than me checking the phone every 2 minutes. I understand. 7601 says, keep it simple. It's football season. But then, again, is it Lincoln or Chiefs? And we run into a similar situation Saturday. Now, Thursday, it's the opening night. Bach, it's the reigning, defending, universal Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles versus the Dallas Cowboys, which is its full story. Or do
you if Dallas wins?
Right. Or do you carry the Royals?
I think you gotta, I mean, man.
Right.
Austin's gonna get mad at me because I keep kind of putting the Royals to the bottom, but Royals fans would tell you, no. We're in the wild card hunt. Every game matters. So it's really tough. I tend toward the Texas said football is king, but man, they're especially in a hunt. If
they were in the hunt from like they were in,
right?
If they were in and it's just right, but now the Rangers have stepped up and screwed it up for everybody because the Rangers are like, hey, Royals, while you were paying attention to Cleveland, we're up. Like you're looking at Seattle, you should have been looking at the Rangers because now the Rangers are a game ahead of the Royals, and they're a game and a half back of Seattle. And there's certain matchups that make sense, but it's NFL. It's NFL opening day. So again, text line, here's your chance to be heard. You have 2 hours to get as many votes in. Big Bird says, I feel like the identity of the ticket is local sports, which is why we ask you what you are, right? Gus Mohawk says you got to put the links on radio. But it's not the links. It's Southeast and Southwest. Right? Willie says high school first, both if possible. There are times and ways for us to do both. Now, here's Bach, you ready for this?
Yeah.
Right? Because so we have another month of Royals baseball in whatever capacity it is. And right about then, the Lincoln Stars kick off. Now, Lincoln Stars have asked, hey, can you guys carry our games? Can you make sure that, well, we said, I know that on the terrestrial, there's some conflict because we always deal with like playoffs and that sort of deal, high school playoffs and that sort of thing. But then college football. But Bach, Saturday, we're going to focus on Husker football. So kickoff at 6:30, pregame at 3. That 6:30 run, during that window, we can do one of two things. Now, most Husker fans are going to be preoccupied, but we have the option of manually forcing the Royals game to fit in there at 6:30, right? It probably won't go 3 hours. So that's a good window for it. Or we can carry Michigan and Colorado, I think it is.
Michigan, Oklahoma this week.
Oklahoma?
Yeah.
We could carry Michigan, Oklahoma, and just carry it until the Husker game is over and we start the post game. So Bach, once again, Bach.
In that window, I would probably do the Royals just because, like you said, there's more of a chance maybe for that game to end than the Michigan-Oklahoma game. But at this, I mean,
well, we can
no
carry
bad
it we can carry it for as long as we need to carry it, and then just manually come back local.
Yeah.
So that's a thing, and I don't think anybody would be upset if we did that. Well, there'd be like 4, Oklahoma fans who got upset, but OG Les Lancaster says I'd be a bigger hockey fan if you aired Stars games. I brought that up for a reason. Now, I've whispered about Ticket 2 for a long time, right? Hey, Bach, what if I said we're working on airing as many Stars games on Ticket 2 as possible? Now, what that means is you need to download the Ticket app and you need to follow the Ticket on all social media platforms, right? Because we need to give them enough numbers to make it worthwhile. But literally on the app, you'll be able to choose between local programming, so whatever shows we have, or Ticket 2, digital and social media. So imagine a Facebook stream, an X stream, and then on the app where you have the Stars available every game. Now, that's another question because that means you have to say, do we want to hear every Stars game? Right. Bach. Right? Timmy V says anything but baseball. I'm open. This is literally, this is why I'm asking the question, because I don't want to assume businesses can support, right? You can say, listen, I'm willing to financially support. One, it would take another producer to manage, right? To make sure that it's on time and in play. You got to pay production costs. You've got to put commercials in and do logs and all those sort of things. And then, of course, cutting content for it, right? Because imagine that at intermission for the Stars, somebody has to find a goal score or a big play in the first half, cut it, clip it, put it into what they're doing, and send it back to them, that sort of deal. But it's an option. Now, here's the other thing. We could stream Lincoln High School football and then carry NFL or college football on the terrestrial, right?
Yeah.
But that means that that's a little more work for us, Nick. It's making it way more complicated for him. But it at least allows that when we get to playoff time, et cetera, we can pick one of two options. Now, I know there are people that want everything on everything. Like, just give me the ticket on whatever. But remember, we still have local programming that even if somebody's doing a show, so let's say it's Takedown Tuesday in studio live on Ticket 1. On Ticket 2, we can stream something else. And it requires work. But, question Bill asked, would the Ticket 2 channel be carried on the radio also? We can, in fact, stream from the Ticket 2 studio into Ticket 1 mainstream. We have that capability. But then the question is, when would you do that? And when would you need to do that? Now, when the NFL, so Thursday night, Sunday night, Monday night, there's NFL that we will stream on terrestrial radio, period. Point blank, end of story, right? Contractually agreeing to do those things. But the local programming that goes on in studio will still be on the app and on the streams, just like we currently do. So when the Royals are on terrestrial radio, so in your car, on the app and on the streams, you can still get local content. Now, we've said we're never going to put the Husker pre- and post-game show on the stream only. Not going to do that. Like, that's going to be priority one. But then all the things that we could say is that there are ways for us to multi-stream. We just need to know what the listener's priority and focus is and what the want is. Because then I could literally ask the question, do you want Stars or high school sports? Bach, I think I know your answer, but I'm not sure. So I'm going to ask you. Stars, local high school football or basketball.
Yeah, I mean, that's tough. I mean, obviously there's a connection with the Stars. They are in a way some, high school sports as well, but it's in a semi-pro setting. So it just kind of depends on your preference of sport, I suppose, from there.
I mean, Stars play 60 games, 80, maybe 60 or 80. And so if we can commit to them, and again, I want to commit to it the same way I do with the Royals. I want to carry 130, 140 Royals games a year. And sometimes we know that in previous versions of the ticket, we couldn't multi-stream. Well, now we can multi-stream. We literally can multi-stream. And it's been set up that way. But I want to make sure that, again, we don't override Husker athlete content, Husker coach content, right? That if you get Mark Manning, you want Mark Manning on the terrestrial brick and mortar. I don't want to cross over, but there are times when it happens. When we get to playoff football, high school playoff football, I don't want that on the stream. Now the question would be, let's say the Huskers were playing on a Friday, Minnesota. Then the pre and post would be on the terrestrial radio. And then what would you do with the high school game that night? Well, you can fit it in the window of when the Huskers are playing. Now, Lincoln High School football tries to stay away from nights when the Huskers are playing. And if they move those Friday night games to another time, then that allows us to move as well. So it's not really a conflict. And the real month of conflict, it literally is in the month of September. One, because college football and the NFL don't give you rock solid concrete times for games in October, November, December. They only give you the times for the first couple of weeks in September. We don't know the schedule, the time. We don't know when the Husker game, what time all the Husker games are going to be. And because we don't, then we have to adjust. Like we have to be fluid. But Bach, this is my dilemma, is in trying to give people what they want and to try to give the most people what they want. Then text line, again, the question becomes, for you, the texter, okay, and we're going to use Friday as a jump off. Friday, Lincoln Southeast, Lincoln Southwest, option 1. Option 2, Royals, Twins. Option 3, Chiefs, Chargers. And I think that will tell us a lot about the rest of the season. And then, Saturday, I have to remove my heart and then make a business decision and say, okay, what's the best decision? Royals playoff run or week 1 NFL? And if you carry the Royals, it throws the whole day schedule off, because the Royals, we don't know if it's just going to be in the early game. If it starts at the same time as the early game, then you can take the Royals, and then you just miss the first game, and then you jump back on for the second game. Chase says, what do you mean, DP? A couple of years ago when we knew we were bad, we knew it was going to be 11 a.m. every Saturday. Yeah. As LA Knight would say, yeah. But
that was back with the ESPN2 deal. I mean, when Nebraska was on ESPN, they fell to ESPN2 often. The Big Ten was, I should say.
I mean, but if we look at the Husker schedule now, it will tell us some of the schedule, but we don't know the times. Like, we know who they're playing and where. But so Saturday, Akron, 6:30, September 13th, Houston Christian at 11 a.m. So we know that we can carry, if there's a night game, and I think the night game scheduled on college football. Ooh, yeah, that's a good one. Like, we're getting into the Alabama, Auburn, the Alabama, Georgia window. So what do you, like, we can carry it at night, but then what if the Royals play at night? Like, what do folks want to see? The 20th, it's a CBS game, 2:30, Michigan. So, of course, that would be an all-day focus. We'll figure out. I don't know if we're blocked from it. So the agency that sends college football is offering Nebraska, Michigan as its game for that window. And unless it's geographically blocked, I don't think we get blacked out to sell out. That we would carry CBS Radio's radio call. Whoops. Whoops. Whoops-a-diddly. What do you do, Bach?
Well, then, if you can, play the Husker game. I think you play the Husker game. That's the easiest one of all.
Right? Bye week on the 27th, and then you get into TBA territory. That of the 4 games in October, it's TBA. The only one in October where we know what time it is the Friday, October 17th game against Minnesota, because it's a night game on Friday night. Everything else you're just adjusting. But remember, Royals will be done. Stars will go on. And we can always put the Stars on ticket 2. And in some cases, and for Stars fans, I want to offer them terrestrial radio as often as possible. So if they have middle of the week games, yes, sir. If there's a Tuesday, Wednesday game that the Stars are playing in? Oh, put it on terrestrial. Let's do it. But Thursday, NFL football. Friday, high school football. Saturday, we could. Okay, Bach, I guess here's the question. College football or Lincoln Stars on Saturday?
That's another tough one.
I don't. I'm trying to be open to the conversation, right? That I don't want to assume for people that the Stars have mainly in September. They have Friday and Saturday games. Well, they have one Friday game. Sorry. And then in October they have a Friday game, a Saturday game, Friday game, Saturday game, Friday, Saturday. So we could, in fact, if we really wanted to just commit to Stars on Saturday, putting it on terrestrial, if that's what the listeners want. But the listeners may want Alabama, Georgia. Bach, you get my frustration, right?
It's like I said, it's all good frustration though, because there are no bad options so far.
Right. So tax line, get busy. We'll toward the break. We'll come back. We'll pay some bills, and then we'll continue the conversation because I want to get it right. Most important thing. It's like replay. I'm just trying to get it right.
A business's phone is the lifeline to its customers and potential clients. That's why it's so important that you can take calls seamlessly from anywhere, whether you're on the road or in the office. Hamilton Business Technologies can help ensure your phone rings wherever you are. We can equip your headquarters and any of its locations with the right tools for smooth, professional call handling. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we know how to keep Nebraska businesses connected. Learn more at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Hungry for something real? Come to HF Crave, Lincoln's favorite spot for burgers that are anything but basic. Locally sourced Nebraska beef, hand-cut fries, and bold flavors that'll make your taste buds cheer. Whether you're craving the classics or ready to try something wild, they've got the burger that gets you. HF Crave. Fresh, local, craveable. Find them at 48th and Holdridge or order online at hfcrave.com.
Looking to upgrade your equipment and keep cash in your pocket? Through August at Landmark Implement, get up to a 24-month waiver on select John Deere tractors and combines, or lock in a 1.9% fixed rate for 36 months, followed by 6.2% interest fixed for up to another 36 months. When planning for this year's harvest, we've got a solution that works for your bottom line. Visit your Landmark Implement today and check us out at landmarkimp.com and experience the Landmark difference.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
The Lincoln forecast for today, patchy fog possible this morning. Otherwise, we'll see decreasing clouds throughout the day with light winds and a high near 76. Tonight, mainly clear skies and calm winds, low around 60. And tomorrow, a chance of showers and storms. Otherwise, partly sunny and breezy with a high near 74. I'm meteorologist Kyle Tucker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
I can't believe I just scratched that car. Find my insurance card.
Dude, what do you have in this glove box? Ew, are these socks dirty?
Oh, forget about the socks. I need my insurance card.
Just pull it up on the State Farm mobile app.
But I can do that? Oh, hey, I can do that.
Yep, it's called service.
I can file a claim on here too?
Yeah, it's called service.
Whoa, I can call my agent too?
It's called service.
Call your local State Farm agent, Vinny Krikak, today at 402-474-1173.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs, from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197. Big news, Nebraska. Love Omaha is now Love Nebraska. This is more than just a new name. It's a tribute to what Nebraska represents in the world of volleyball. It's still the same team with the same mission, led by players you know and love. Now backed by a new ownership group led by Jordan Larson. As Love Nebraska, they're entering an exciting new chapter, pushing for a championship title in 2026 and building new opportunities for the next generation of players across the state. They want you with them. Let's show the world how Nebraska plays volleyball. Join the movement at lovneb.com and sign up to become a Love Nebraska insider today.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
93.7 The Ticket is your home for every Kansas City Royals baseball game. Bobby Witt Jr., Salvador Perez, Vinny Pasquantino, and the rest of the Royals attempt to make the postseason for the second season in a row. And you can hear all the action on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Your home for Kansas City Royals baseball.
Mike, I've been thinking our house could really use a makeover. How about new siding?
I've been thinking the same thing. Have you heard of James Hardy?
Yes! Sarah down the street had Roofing Service Company install James Hardy siding on their home, and they love it.
Roofing Service Company does have great reviews.
They took her through the design process and made everything super easy.
Roofing Service Company offers expert design and installation. Couple that with James Hardy's durable products and variety of colors, you and your family will love your exterior remodel. Just visit roofingservicecompany.com. That's roofingservicecompany.com.
When the clock strikes zero after every Nebraska football game, there's only one place to go for instant coverage. Tune in for the Husker After Party Postgame Show on 93.7 The Ticket for each game, win or lose. Call in with all your takes or text the show at 464-5685 and hear quotes from the players and coaches too. It's the Husker After Party Postgame Show. Sponsored by Anderson Ford and Vinny Krikak of State Farm Insurance.
Hey guys, it's Nick. We had a great week one high school football matchup when Lincoln North Star got the 14-10 win over Lincoln Southwest. But now it's time to turn our attention to one of the best rivalries in Nebraska. This Friday at 7 p.m., join Jay Foreman and I for Lincoln Southwest versus Lincoln Southeast. Southeast is coming in off of a dominating 30-0 win versus Grand Island in week one, while the Silverhawks look to get their first win of the 2025 season. Kickoff is slated for 7 p.m. from Seacrest Field, with pregame coverage beginning at 6:45. Join me and Jay Foreman this Friday night for Lincoln Southeast versus Lincoln Southwest, right here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
You're listening to One on One with DP, brought to you by Canopy Street Market on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Like Bach and I spend time on the breaks just laughing because people think that what the average person thinks that what they think everybody else thinks, and what is priority to them is priority to everybody else. And that's just not true. So this is why we have to have discussions. We have to have conversations with other people, because if we just talk to ourselves, you get stuck in a vacuum. You get stuck in a vacuum. So, Bach, before we continue the conversation and get to some of these texts, Bach, pay the bills.
Absolutely. Hour one today is sponsored by Hamilton Telecommunications, bringing you the latest quality technology and communication services since 1901. Whether it's residential or business, Hamilton has the answers. Visit hamiltontel.com for more info today.
Thank you, kind sir. I don't know, Bach, first of all, how was your Labor Day? You had a good day yesterday?
Well, yeah, I had to get a new battery for my car, so it started.
That didn't go. No, that was not the.
Well, it started off okay. I love the rain, so it wasn't that. That didn't bring me down. It was first day of September. So I was just pretty excited. Go out to start my car and I get nothing from it. So kind of brought me down to earth pretty quickly. Luckily and hopefully, crossing my fingers, it was just the battery I replaced and nothing more needs to be done.
It is right that your plans The universe loves your plans. It's like Buck's like, oh, I'll take the day off. I'll get caught up on some things. I'll get some rest and react. I'll spend some time with the family. And the universe is like, nope,
No.
not how this is going to go. That is not how this is going to go. It was funny too. We did, we did a lot of radio yesterday. And so Harrison came in and we did 4 hours in the middle of the day. Myself, Jake, and Nick did the early portion of the day. And then AD and Nick came in and did theirs. And then Jay and Austin did the afternoon. And then we had Tom Chattel came on at 6 and did his Nebraska football hour and along the way. And I was telling Harrison the story. Somebody asked about whether who was nice and who wasn't. And it came up and he asked me about Sylvester Stallone. So I started telling him the story of the first time meeting Stallone was at a movie premiere for Demolition Man. And I was telling him the full story. And then last night, literally somebody that listened went online and found a video that like a local TV station in Louisville had done documenting this movie premiere. And he paused it and he goes, wait, you're in it. it's you and Sylvester Stallone and Wesley Snipes and Sandra Bullock. He goes, I paused it. And he sent it to me, and I literally just sent it to Harrison. I was like, this is exactly what I was talking about yesterday. Harrison was like, man, it's crazy. So yeah, they blow up the Demolition Man. And there's this building that was bought. It was a hotel in Louisville. And they instead of doing the traditional movie premiere, they did one in Hollywood, but then they flew to Louisville, Kentucky to blow up a building with all the talent there. And the local people, of course, recorded it. And, they're walking through the background as Wesley Snipes is talking. And he goes, there you are. And I was like, yeah, that's the story. It is a thing in full. Bach, so for those that missed the earlier segment, and I want to go through it again so that as we grow and expand, and we are, and our capabilities change and grow, that there are times when contractually, there's a crossover. Terrestrial radio, so in your car, and at home, on your radio, old brick and mortar radio, satellite radio. And then there's streaming, digital streaming. And there's two different versions of streaming that we deal with. One on our app that we can send a digital signal to the app. And then we can send a digital stream to social media platforms. We also have created the capability to set up another outlet. And for the sake of conversation, call it T2, where we could digitally stream other content. Now, some of this contractually we cannot put on digital. So the Royals, we cannot digitally stream the Royals. It has to be terrestrial, right? And we have X number of games that we have to broadcast in order to get the deal. So in order to meet those numbers, sometimes you override, etc. Then it becomes, Bach, go ahead and help them with whatever that is. Then there are situations where NFL, the business partner that the NFL has given us the ability to put the NFL games that we carry Thursday, Saturday, Sunday nights on our app and on our app, but not on the digital stream. So there's the thing, right? You have to make a decision. And then college football, and then the Lincoln Stars, and then high school football. So what I asked everyone is, if you will, on the text line, if Husker pre and post game football are the priorities, and the same can be said for Husker Husker basketball post game, right? That like Bach, we that was kind of the order that we had, right? That we always put that on terrestrial, unless there's an NFL game. We didn't do that for college basketball conversation. Now, Ticket 2 allows us to digitally stream every Lincoln Stars game. We could also digitally stream Lincoln High School athletics. Now, what we would say is Friday night Lincoln High football from Seacrest will always be terrestrial unless the Huskers are playing on a Friday night. But in most cases on Friday night, if that's happening, Lincoln moves its football games. But we can. So if, let's say, we decide to cover more girls basketball, we can use Ticket 2. More Lincoln High School basketball games, we can use Ticket 2, because we still have live radio shows that are going on. So for this Friday, the options are Lincoln Southeast versus Lincoln Southwest, or like we're going to do like the Huskers do on their depth chart. So it's Lincoln High School football or KC Royals Twins playoff run, or KC Chiefs LA Chargers. And then tell us 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And again, we will run that. I will have Ellie put together a survey a poll for online, so we get that tracking as well. Bach will go to break. We'll come back, finish out the first hour of One-on-One.
Download our app by searching 93.7 The Ticket in your app store. You're listening to One-on-One with DP on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? You need an attorney you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Call Liberty Law Group and find out how we can help get you the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. 877-42-LIBERTY. Liberty Law Group. Trial attorneys you can trust.
Hey guys, it's Nick. We had a great week 1 high school football matchup when Lincoln North Star got the 14-10 win over Lincoln Southwest, but now it's time to turn our attention to one of the best rivalries in Nebraska. This Friday at 7 p.m., join Jay Foreman and I for Lincoln Southwest versus Lincoln Southeast. Southeast is coming in off of a dominating 30-0 win versus Grand Island in week 1, while the Silverhawks look to get their first win of the 2025 season. Kickoff is slated for 7 p.m. from Seacrest Field, with pregame coverage beginning at 6:45. Join me and Jay Foreman this Friday night for Lincoln Southeast versus Lincoln Southwest, right here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Mike, I've been thinking our house could really use a makeover. How about new siding?
I've been thinking the same thing. Have you heard of James Hardy?
Yes. Sarah down the street had Roofing Service Company install James Hardy siding on their home, and they love it.
Roofing Service Company does have great reviews.
They took her through the design process and made everything super easy.
Roofing Service Company offers expert design and installation. Couple that with James Hardy's durable products and variety of colors, you and your family will love your exterior remodel. Just visit roofingservicecompany.com. That's roofingservicecompany.com.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs, from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up And we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
Big news, Nebraska. Love Omaha is now Love Nebraska. This is more than just a new name. It's a tribute to what Nebraska represents in the world of volleyball. It's still the same team with the same mission, led by players you know and love. Now backed by a new ownership group led by Jordan Larson. As Love Nebraska, they're entering an exciting new chapter, pushing for a championship title in 2026 and building new opportunities for the next generation of players across the state. They want you with them. Let's show the world how Nebraska plays volleyball. Join the movement at lovneb.com and sign up to become a Love Nebraska insider today.
93.7 The Ticket is your home for every Kansas City Royals baseball game. Bobby Witt Jr., Salvador Perez, Vinny Pasquantino, and the rest of the Royals attempt to make the postseason for the second season in a row. And you can hear all the action on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Your home for Kansas City Royals baseball. 93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, patchy fog possible this morning. Otherwise, we'll see decreasing clouds throughout the day with light winds and a high near 76. Tonight, mainly clear skies and calm winds, low around 60. And tomorrow, a chance of showers and storms. Otherwise, partly sunny and breezy with a high near 74. I'm meteorologist Kyle Tucker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Ready to score big with your projects? Look no further than Edward Stone, the MVP of natural stone for over 2 decades. Edward Stone is cranking out over 30,000 square feet every week and offers a winning lineup of over 70 quality natural veneer stone selections. Their unbeatable variety and experienced team will ensure your project is a success, whether it's a home renovation or a commercial build. And hey, they're not just about stone. They've got an all-star lineup of fireplaces, cast stone, brick, and much more. Swing by one of their locations in Lincoln or Omaha today and experience the Edward Stone difference, your reliable choice for over 20 years.
Fall is here, and so are cooler temps, darker evenings, and slick roads. Is your vehicle ready for the change in seasons? At A1 Automotive, we've got you covered. From tire checks, brake inspections, batteries, and heater systems, we make sure your car is road ready for the Nebraska winters ahead. Don't wait until the first frost. Schedule your fall car care checkup today and drive with confidence all season long. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
Hey guys, it's Nick. We had a great week 1 high school football matchup when Lincoln North Star got the 14-10 win over Lincoln Southwest, but now it's time to turn our attention to one of the best rivalries in Nebraska. This Friday at 7 p.m., join Jay Foreman and I for Lincoln Southwest versus Lincoln Southeast. Southeast is coming in off of a dominating 30-0 win versus Grand Island in week 1, while the Silverhawks look to get their first win of the 2025 season. Kickoff is slated for 7 p.m. from Seacrest Field, with pregame coverage beginning at 6:45. Join me and Jay Foreman this Friday night for Lincoln Southeast versus Lincoln Southwest, right here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
In every office, there's 2 types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe. You're listening to One-on-One with DP, brought to you by Canopy Street Market on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Final segment, hour 1 of One-on-One. We will reset top of the hour, pay some bills, and then get into discussion of what we saw last night and then some of what was said down at the stadium in regards to Husker football, and then talk a little bit about Akron and what's coming to town this weekend. But the Husker Athletic Department has sent out notice, just a reminder for Husker fans, that effective this week. There's some changes to the protocols at Memorial Stadium for Husker football games. There's no reentry policy. He said, new this season, Memorial Stadium will not allow reentry during football games. If a patron leaves the venue after initial entry, their game ticket becomes invalid, and everything that they might need during the game before entering the station. So you need to bring what you need to bring in and stay in. That's it. Beginning this season, Husker fans can purchase alcohol at all Nebraska athletic venues. A valid ID will be required for every alcohol purchase, regardless of age. And the service is alcoholic beverages per person. It's a limit of 2 per person per transaction. So no limit. Like look, the self limit and the community limits on how much alcohol you consume. That is between you, Lincoln Police, and yourself. But the transaction, you can purchase 2 beverages per transaction above age as well. It says Aramark, S&E, Nebraska Athletics, and Campus Recreation will implement a designated driver program at the stadium at the guest services location on the east and west concourses. A coupon will be given for a free small soft drink or water for adults who sign and pledge to be a designated driver. So if you're not going to drink, get your coupon, go to one of the guest concourses, get your coupon for water or small beverage, small non-alcoholic beverage. That has to be said. And then those are the rules. And then concessions. Nebraska Athletics has partnered with Aramark to provide food and beverage service in Husker athletic venues. Husker fans will continue to see local fan favorites such as Runza's Valentino's Pizza and Wimmer's February Red hot dogs throughout Memorial Stadium. Aramark will also introduce a variety of new food concepts for the 2025 season. Many concession items will be available only at specialty stands, and not all traditional items will be available at every stand. So you're going to have to plan, get there early, and move around, find out where your meal of choice. A brief outline of items available at various stands is below. Full list can be found on the Huskers.com website /concessions-menus. But Husker hospitality will include Black Shirt Barbecue. Thank you. Tribute to Farley. That's awesome. That was awesome.
Something like that.
Farley Barbecue.
Hey, he can barbecue too.
Farley Barbecue. Well done, Farley. Attaboy. Tunnel Walk Tacos. The Black Shirt Barbecue sections are 7, 16, 26, and 38. So 4 locations throughout the stadium. Tunnel Walk Tacos, sections 2, 34, 339, and 604. So you're at the top of the building and over the club area. Herbie's Burger Company, sections 23 and 39. Chicken Coop, section 17. One location is section 17. Cornhuskers Crunch Nachos, sections 32 and 34. The 1923 cheesesteak be available at section 28. 402 Snacks, section 601. And Cobco, section 5. Customized culinary concepts. The Go Big Red Classics locations throughout the stadium will feature local fan favorites. Those locations will include those traditional Nebraska favorites. So they've got modernized service, so walk-through brew for the first time in stadium history. They will introduce alcohol sales for fans 21 and older, valid ID, government-issued ID. Machine checkout technology, several walk-through brews. Location will be modernized. Should modernize your checkout experience. You flash your card, you scan it, walk through with the items, you scan your items, and you can keep it moving. New in 2025, food and beverages purchased from outside vendors will not be allowed inside Memorial Stadium. This includes sample giveaways from sponsors. Now, I wanted to specifically. So if a sponsor gives you a beverage, can't bring it inside, right? These items include personal empty water bottles are allowed, so you can refill the empty bottles in the stadium at water locations at the fountains. certain situations may arise, such extreme heat, that initial exceptions for this policy will happen. So extreme heat, being able to bring water bottles in, that would be situation to situation. Cornhusker kickoff. Husker fans will have a new pregame destination for home games at Memorial Stadium, beginning with this Saturday's home opener. The Cornhusker kickoff, presented by Bud Light, will take place inside the Hawks Championship Center, just outside Memorial Stadium gates. The Hawks Championship Center will open 4 hours prior to kickoff for each game, or 8 a.m. for the 11 a.m. So 4 hours normally if it's a later game, 3 hours for the 11 o'clock kickoffs, and we'll close when the game begins. So you can't hang out there. This is the kickoff party, not the in-game party. Fans do not need a ticket to the game to attend the Cornhusker kickoff. So you can go to Hawks Championship Center, whether you have a game ticket or not, and hang out and feel the vibe and be a part of it. There will be capacity limits for the event. If that limit is reached, some fans may have to wait until others exit. So plan. It is free for Husker fans. The area will feature live entertainment, kids' activities, food and beverage, Husker merchandise, and appearances and autographs from current and former student athletes and coaches. Country artists Maddie and Tay will headline the inaugural kickoff September 6th. We'll go back through more of this. Hour number 2 coming up here on One on One.
Watch live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. You're listening to One on One with DP on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. 93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today: patchy fog possible this morning. Otherwise, we'll see a decrease in clouds throughout the day with light winds and a high near 76. Tonight, mainly clear skies and calm winds, low around 60. And tomorrow, a chance of showers and storms. Otherwise, partly sunny and breezy with a high near 74. I'm meteorologist Kyle Tucker from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Ready to score big with your projects? Look no further than Edward Stone, the MVP of natural stone for over 2 decades. Edward Stone is cranking out over 30,000 square feet every week and offers a winning lineup of over 70 quality natural veneer stone selections. Their unbeatable variety and experienced team will ensure your project is a success, whether it's a home renovation or a commercial build. And hey, they're not just about stone. They've got an all-star lineup of fireplaces, cast stone, brick, and much more. Swing by one of their locations in Lincoln or Omaha today and experience the Edward Stone difference, your reliable choice for over 20 years. Big news, Nebraska. Love Omaha is now Love Nebraska. This is more than just a new name. It's a tribute to what Nebraska represents in the world of volleyball. It's still the same team with the same mission, led by players you know and love. Now backed by a new ownership group led by Jordan Larson. As Love Nebraska, they're entering an exciting new chapter, pushing for a championship title in 2026 and building new opportunities for the next generation of players across the state. They want you with them. Let's show the world how Nebraska plays volleyball. Join the movement at lovneb.com and sign up to become a Love Nebraska Insider today.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? You need an attorney you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Call Liberty Law Group and find out how we can help get you the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. 877-42-LIBERTY. Liberty Law Group. Trial attorneys you can trust.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Fall is here, and so are cooler temps, darker evenings, and slick roads. Is your vehicle ready for the change in seasons? At A1 Automotive, we've got you covered. From tire checks, brake inspections, batteries, and heater systems, we make sure your car is road ready for the Nebraska winters ahead. Don't wait until the first frost. Schedule your fall car care checkup today and drive with confidence all season long. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks? Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
When the clock strikes 0 after every Nebraska football game, there's only one place to go for instant coverage. Tune in for the Husker After Party Postgame Show on 93.7 The Ticket for each game, win or lose. Call in with all your takes or text the show at 464-5685 and hear quotes from the players and coaches too. It's the Husker After Party Postgame Show, sponsored by Anderson Ford and Vinny Krikak of State Farm Insurance.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2. Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs, from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
93.7 The Ticket is your home for every Kansas City Royals baseball game. Bobby Witt Jr., Salvador Perez, Vinny Pasquantino, and the rest of the Royals attempt to make the postseason for the second season in a row. And you can hear all the action on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Your home for Kansas City Royals baseball. It's time to go one-on-one with DP. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here is your host, Derek Pearson, brought to you by Canopy Street Market.
Boom. It's a bot boom. On Tuesday, Carrick will be back. Thursday, he wasn't feeling well today, and then tomorrow we have one-on-one scheduled. He'll be back Thursday and Friday. Take you into Beat Akron week. Beat the Zips. Beat the Zips. It's Beat the Zips week officially. So before we get into the roll call, Bach, if you would, pay the bills. Pay the bills. Pay the bills.
Yeah, absolutely. Hour 2 here is sponsored by Schweizos Construction, where safety isn't just a policy, it's a promise. Schweizo is hiring skilled craftsmen, laborers, concrete workers, and steel erectors who value quality work and a team that has your back on and off the job site. Apply today at Schweizo.com. 40 years strong in business. Schweizo's Construction.
I also need let's shout out our folks from Mulberry, just because we're givers like that.
Absolutely. It is the noon hour, and that means it's the lunchtime. Lunchtime at the Ticket is sponsored by our friends at Mulberry Barbecue. Now with 2 great locations at 11th and Cornhusker and at 61st in Apples Way, right off of Highway 2 by Lowe's. Both locations are open Monday through Saturday from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Try their burnt-in sandwich, a brisket burrito, barbecue nachos, a full slab of ribs, a half-smoked chicken, and much, much more, plus incredible sides. Get fueled for lunch today or make dinner plans at Mulberry Barbecue, located at 11th and Cornhusker and at 61st in Apples Way, just off of Highway 2 by Lowe's.
Okay, so again, all of the notice from Husker Athletics about game day, and it's a little different, so this is why we're reading it. And from a price standpoint, we're trying to figure out what this was going to cost. So the 2 Red Dogs, you can get 2 Red Dogs and a soda for $11. 2 Red Dogs and a soda for $11. You can get 2 Red Dogs and a Michelob Ultra for $19. For $19. Those are. I was trying to see what the other prices were for some of these things. Runza. So 1 Runza equals 2 hot dogs. Apparently for price sake.
Fair enough.
Right? That is it?
I guess. I
2 hot
suppose.
dogs. So 1 Runza and a soda is $11. 1 Runza and a Michelob Ultra is $19. So there's that. Like, I'm trying to understand what it is. Let's see here. Runzas, the Go Big Red Classic, $7. So classic Runza, $7. Valentino's slice of Valentino's pizza, $7. Red Dog, $3.75. That seems like the deal of the deal.
That sounds like a steal.
Peanuts, $5. Popcorn, $5. Theater candy box, $5. $12 for Michelob Ultra, $11 for Michelob Light. Why? Why would the Bud Light be $1 less than Michelob Ultra? Is the Ultra that much better?
Must be.
Is that a thing? Like, I'm a bar guy. And if you told me, okay, I'm gonna take your word for it. I'm gonna take your word for it. Bottled soda, $4. So no real discount or otherwise in the stuff that's going on, right? Gatorade, $5. And then water, Aquafina water, $3.75. So you get some idea from a pricing standpoint what you're walking into.
Yeah, and I think the Husker fans, at least the ones that made the trip to Arrowhead, are relieved to hear these prices because they're not the same Airmark prices we had out there.
Yeah, this is why I found it interesting, right? To read some of the things that are going on, right? That from the number standpoint, you want to know what things like. Let's remove some of the shock value of what's going to happen in the stadium Saturday. You know, to figure out what this is. So Husker fans just know. I mean, free party early, but you won't be able to stay there, as the song says. I don't know where you're going to go, but you got to get it out of here. And then it's cashless. So don't bring cash to the stadium for inside the stadium. I don't know what vendors are doing outside, right? I would imagine that, there's no control over that, although there is some monitoring and boundary, et cetera, for what happens outside the stadium. But don't know. Gate screening, it is a clear bag policy in effect. So make sure that whatever you're bringing in, you bring in, and it's seeable and doable. As it says, the Legacy Walk, Nebraska football team will arrive about 2 hours and 15 minutes before kickoff in the East Stadium loop for their Husker Legacy Walk. Players will exit the buses at the intersection of 14 and Vine. So traditional in the space. So lots to consume, Bach.
That's the idea.
Lots to consume along the way. The Akron Zips. They had a 10-0 loss to Wyoming to open their season. And I want to say it to be clear. they announced today that the point spread, and Bach, do a quick check to make sure we're right on what the point spread is for Saturday's game. But the Zips had an opportunity against Wyoming. Score was 3-0 in the third quarter. Again, well defended, etc. And then Akron driving got inside the red zone for Wyoming and then threw a pick in the end zone. And it was an unnecessary throw. And then Wyoming takes the ball in the fourth quarter and they drive the length of the field and score. They win at 10-0. Things of note about Akron and what we saw. First of all, their starting quarterback, 6'3", 205, started at NC State, went to Cal, and now in Akron. Not the most talented group of receivers around him. They're still trying to find and identify their running game. They had 5 rushers who all had 5 or 6 carries each. There was no bell cow in the play. But again, a defense that kept Wyoming out of the end zone for the first 3 quarters. And you gave it 1 touchdown, 1 score. So there is some merit and mettle to the way they defend. Offensively, it wasn't impressive. They were 16-38 passing the ball. And again, no real dominant rusher along the way. So as you get your eyes towards Akron, I listened to a couple of the coaches' press conferences and then a couple of podcasts that their local media had put out there. And there is some full lack of comfort about who this team is. We also understand this is a big part of it, right? That the Akrons of the world are losing players. And then in the shared revenue world, talent will tend to migrate. Now, it's moving. And I think some of the movement is showing up in some of the early games, that you're able to improve your team because of the transfer portal. And some programs are taking a step back because it's shared assets. It's shared resources that people are making decisions. And this is where it comes in. Do you want to be the number 3 running back at Alabama, or do you want to be the number 2 or number 1 running back somewhere else? And if you think you're the number 3 runner at Georgia, you believe you're a 1A anyway. You believe you're everybody else's top running back, not Georgia. The same applies for Ohio State. So some of those players, those folks in the bottom half or bottom third of the 105, say, listen, I can make more money and get more playing time, more exposure, and more reps if I move along. And it's showing up. It's showing up. Bach, what's the story on the point spread? What is the point spread?
I think it's at 34.5 now.
So at 34.5, then Bach, I'm going to ask you to give me another bit of information. What was the last time the Huskers scored 35 points in a game?
Against Wisconsin, I believe.
Right? How many times last year did they score 35 points?
Not often.
Like, I hope that in week 1 we've learned to assess situations realistically and then identify exactly what each team currently is, like what they currently are. So if it's if you're telling me they're going to win by 5 touchdowns, tell me how many times Nebraska last year scored 5 touchdowns offensively. So, Bach, can you pull up the schedule and tell me how many times last year did Nebraska score 35 points? From the text line, it says, I'm thinking about getting a ticket to the game just to watch the meltdown at those kiosks when the Blue Hairs can't figure out how to use the fancy new technology. Did a walkthrough, and it's what Bach and I were talking about earlier, that we assume that everybody else knows what we know and have our tolerance. Did the walkthrough. And for folks who are if you're prepared to have credit card in hand or debit card in hand, one, make sure that there's enough money. Don't be that person who creates a logjam because your debit card or your Visa card won't work. Get it together before you get in the stadium. Just going to say that before you get in line. But two, scanning your item, picking your item and scanning your item. And there has to be some order to it. They said that there were 120,000 cans of beer. Is that what that was?
Yeah, I think it's around that. Yeah.
Yeah, somewhere in that vicinity. So I would think that there may be a mad rush at some point. And then who's going to monitor the student section?
I think they've hired more security, I know, for the game.
I would imagine that if you're selling beer and you can get 2 beers per transaction. Bach, tell me that senior year 21-year-old Jake Bachman was never asked or swayed to buy a sub 21-year-old friend a can of beer.
Oh yeah, it's happened.
Now multiply that by the student body. The entire student body at a Memorial Stadium football game. How do you think that plays out, Bach?
We'll see, right?
Like, I mean,
there'll be less people sneaking in alcohol, I would think, but maybe not all of them. Still cheaper sneaking in, I think.
Bach, is that what's happening at our gloried Memorial Stadium? Are you telling me, sir, that there are people that would stoop to subterfuge to get alcohol into Memorial Stadium under the eyes of Husker security? Are you saying that that's who we are as a people? That as a community, this is what's happening?
It is.
Oh, I am depressed.
So Nebraska, by the way, scored more than 35 twice last year. The opening game against UTEP, they had 34 in Northern Iowa, which I'd be interested to remember what the point spread for that game was, and then the 44 against Wisconsin.
Well, then, yeah, we literally had to ask, what was Nebraska against the spread last year? Like, I don't even know that. And this is my fault because I try to stay away from that as much as possible. I try to. Okay, now we have to remind Farley to wipe the windows outside.
Somebody do something.
Full nose nugget-otomy. Oh, yeah. It was a nuggetologist just walked by. fully certified, mind you.
So Nebraska, by the way, they were a 30.5-point spread. We talked about this earlier too.
Yeah.
They ended up winning 34-3, so they won by 31.
30-point spread.
30.5.
30.5. We're in the matrix, bro. We're fully in the matrix. We're in the matrix. There's no, like, we know that really
pretty good job by Vegas there.
Well, we said that this past weekend there's a game where the team was a 48.5-point favorite, and I just went, man, that's a number. Like, and that's it's so random that it can't be random, right? 48.5. What do you think the score of that game was, Bach? 52-3.
There you go.
49 points. I was like, what are we doing? What are we even doing?
I always like that too because it's in the blowout game. It's always like the degenerates that are really focused in on the fourth string that's out there to see if they can add a field goal to cover.
Fully fist, right? Like punching ghosts, man.
Oh yeah,
punching ghosts over that. And I simply say that I try to stay away from point spreads and a lot as much as possible. Web Blanket asked the question, DP. Do you doubt that Nebraska can score 35 points on Saturday because they have rarely done it in recent history? Next thing you're going to say is Nebraska's 4 explosive plays versus Cincinnati, which ranks in the bottom 15 in the country, concerns you as well. You sound like a web blanket. I'm only reading yours, sir. I say none of that publicly. I admit to nothing. What I am a member of the Hogan's Heroes fan club. I know nothing. I see nothing. Because, and Bach, here's the thing that I fully noticed as well. There are Husker fans who don't want to hear facts or truth or a varying opinion. Right, wrong, or indifferent. There are folks who just don't want to feel how they feel. And again, we talk about the thirds, right? There's the third that wants to believe that Nebraska would do everything great and perfect and at their best. There's a third who, on the opposite end of the spectrum, tend to believe that Nebraska, woe is me, pessimist. And then there's the middle third. There's like, well, some of the extremes is true. Yes, we want Nebraska to win by 58, but willing to say that the likelihood of them winning by 58 is a much smaller percentage and likelihood than not. And it's okay. You're okay in whatever third you fall into. You guys can tell me. Bach says 34.5. Text line? Cover or not cover? Cover. All you got to say is cover or not cover. Bach, what say you, sir?
Well, I like to go into the kind of the recent history, the analytics, and look at maybe what some of the stats would say there. I'll be cheering for Nebraska to cover. Don't get me wrong, but it is something when you look at 10-0, you think, oh, that's an embarrassment. Whatever, they didn't score. They lost by 10 to Wyoming. That's actually not that bad. And for the defense, only giving up 10 is actually pretty good. If you look at their last 3 games, of course, Joe Moorhead, an offensive-minded coach there, but nevertheless, the defense has been doing pretty well. Their last 3 games, they've given up an average of 13.66 points per game. So maybe the defense is starting to kind of catch its stride here. Maybe, some of those guys, outgoing players, one of those games was against 0-12 Kent State. So there's a lot of data you got to kind of put together. Another one of those games, by the way, 21-14 overtime victory against an 8-5 Toledo team. So
look at you being logical and whatnot. Other assorted whatnot.
That's right. Yeah. I would probably say Nebraska does not cover based on what I've done so far. Well, I'll look throughout the week and see if I can find some more data that'll tell me they're going to cover.
Brad from Baldwin says it's about damn time we cover a large spread, but he didn't say whether they will or not. Jesse says cover through 3 quarters, not through 4. Guilt Nerd says cover. Ted says not cover. Wet Blanket said, unfortunately, living in the middle third for the past 10 years has made me Wet Blanket, and appropriately so. Bijo says, cover. I'm not sure. Where is it? Bill and Bennett says 34.5 is a lot. I say not cover. Eric says, we're Husker fans. What is the logic you speak of? Brad from Baldwin. They will cover. We'll take more of your text. When we come back to One-on-One.
Download our app by searching 93.7 The Ticket in your app store. You're listening to One-on-One with DP on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197. Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Fall is here, and so are cooler temps, darker evenings, and slick roads. Is your vehicle ready for the change in seasons? At A1 Automotive, we've got you covered. From tire checks, brake inspections, batteries, and heater systems, we make sure your car is road ready for the Nebraska winters ahead. Don't wait until the first frost. Schedule your fall car care checkup today and drive with confidence all season long. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust, member FDIC.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks? Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
I'm Kirk Herbstreit, and today I'm eating Raising Cane's. I want a solid bench of 4 chicken fingers, crinkle cut fries with Texas toast. Now back to you, Todd.
So the usual.
Make Raising Cane's part of your game day lineup.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC. This month kicks off Koppel's 50th anniversary sale. We're celebrating 50 years by offering an additional $500 discount to the next 100 customers that buy a new vehicle. This is in addition to the huge savings already in place. You can take an extra $500 off our discounted price, or we can cut you a check on the spot. Celebrate with savings and see why customers have trusted Koppel since 1975. It's our way of saying thank you for all these years.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Hey guys, it's Nick. We had a great week 1 high school football matchup when Lincoln North Star got the 14-10 win over Lincoln Southwest. But now it's time to turn our attention to one of the best rivalries in Nebraska. This Friday at 7 p.m., join Jay Foreman and I for Lincoln Southwest versus Lincoln Southeast. Southeast is coming in off of a dominating 30-0 win versus Grand Island in week 1, while the Silverhawks look to get their first win of the 2025 season. Kickoff is slated for 7 p.m. from Seacrest Field, with pregame coverage beginning at 6:45. Join me and Jay Foreman this Friday night for Lincoln Southeast versus Lincoln Southwest, right here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning now in our new time. We're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
You're listening to One on One with DP, brought to you by Canopy Street Market on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back. We shout out the folks from Tipsy Tina's on a Tuesday. Always looking out for her. They have agreed to take care of some of the student athletes who do shows for us. Putting packages together for our people. So bravo. We have bowling shows, wrestling shows, working on football shows, we'll have volleyball. Jalen Reyes will join the lineup here next week. Anthony Lionheart Smith will join the rotation this week. Yeah. He was also in Kansas City watching the Huskers. Took the family. We're going to give more exposure to Husker coaches. Peter Cobelt, of course, from tennis. Herman Delmagro from women's tennis. We've offered the invitation to some of the other programs. And then here comes Nebraska Wesleyan athletics. And Bach. What one facility won't use, another will. Yeah, have that for lunch. Have that for lunch. If you know nothing about me, I do not idle well. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. The point spread, 34.5. 34.5. And so I asked the question, cover or not cover? 34.5. And so, Bach, you led the charge by saying
I said not
cover.
Yeah.
All right. Bryce says there's not a blanket big enough for me to say Nebraska covers. Brad from Baldwin says they will cover. What say you? So we understand in the space. Now, Bach, let's go back to Chapel Hill last night. I believe the point spread was 3.5. TCU minus 3.5.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Right? Now, universe don't always get it right. Right? Because the number. Like, I think paying attention to the number matters, right? That 3.5. Projecting a close game. I understand that, right? Projecting a blowout. I don't think anybody, and I don't mean anybody. I don't think anybody projected the backseat paddling that happened last night in Chapel Hill. I didn't see one expert who said TCU by 34.
It's the most points that Bill Belichick team ever gave up.
Ever. And here's the data point that's often missed. They tell the story that there were 70 new players. 70 new players on the Nebraska roster, on the North Carolina roster. 70 new players. Now, that's a lot. That's an expansion team. That is an expansion team with new head coaches, new coordinators, new group coaches. That's an expansion team. Now, tell me, what expansion team are you going to say is going to knock off a team that was in the playoffs 3 years ago, 2 years ago, who returned? What, 64% of the talent that was on those teams from a year ago?
A 9-win team last year.
A 9-win team a year ago. And you picked the expansion team. because that's the right way to talk about that.
Oh, did you watch the pregame? There was just about zero screen time for TCU.
Well, I felt like Jordan. They didn't respect us when we took it personal. We took it personal. But isn't that just crazy that we forget? We get caught up in the momentum of conversation and the narrative being pushed. And I keep telling folks, listen, as much as I give Wet Blanket, hard times, I appreciate his thoughtfulness. And mind you, I'm not telling him he's wrong. I just like to give him crap just to give him crap, because how dare he? How dare you be thoughtful and considerate and insightful and have data-based opinions in a world that hot take and beef is the selling point. No, how dare you? But I just want to remind people that in the space, take all of this stuff into consideration, right? Makes sense. So, there are a couple of things that are in play. In place. Okay, so Culligan J has sent in a text that he's asked that we share, and because we will. Now, there's two things I need to do. One, there is a read from Lincoln Lancaster. So if you would, Bach, read that first, and then we'll get to Culligan J's text.
Okay, a Credible Mind plus mental health check-in here. The Lincoln Lancaster County Health Department has launched Credible Mind, a free confidential site at myhealthymind.crediblemindcom. If you've been feeling off, try the free mental health check-in. In minutes, you'll get feedback, local resources, and next steps to help you feel more in control.
So we thank the folks from Lincoln Lancaster Health Department for that reminder. Take care of your people. Look out for your people. Pay attention. But Culligan J says this, and so I will read accordingly. It says, DP, I know this is off topic, but I really appreciate it if you read this on the radio and thought about talking about it more often, or even having a show discussing it. I read an article the other day that 54% of Tommy John surgeries are being performed on kids 17 to 19 years old. I don't know about you, but that's alarming and tells me that proper care and strength training, along with stretching and mobility, is not being taught. A lot of kids can throw hard and have a natural ability to throw strikes at a young age, but that does not mean that they are being taught the proper way to warm up and cool down, along with arm care. I bring this up because my son just went through Tommy John surgery. He's a 17-year-old who was hoping to play college baseball, and we found out the hard way that we aren't even close to following the preventive steps that we needed to be. This needs to be talked about ad nausea on a platform where people will listen. Thanks for everything you do. Now, you have hit me at my core. You have hit me at my core. And I want to be clear. One, I'm a lifetime baseball player, softball player, etc. Up until 55. Coach baseball all over the country. There have been several conversations about and mentioning Tommy John surgery and the decisions that are being made and the priority. Culligan J, thank you for sending that. And I'll set it under this parameter that yes, at some point this week, because of your request, I will do a full hour one-on-one just on the stuff in your text because I've asked people to identify what is the priority for what they do and why they do it. What is your priority? What is your focus? Why are you doing this? As a parent, what your responsibility is or should be. As a coach, what your priority and focus should be. As an athletic trainer, as a provider of information, as an educator, as a standard setter, that often the adults in the room do not choose well because their why doesn't match up. At no point and no situation, y'all better not go anywhere. Y'all stay right there. They stay right there. I need those two. I'm going to say this. Culligan J, I'm going to honor what you put in there. As a matter of fact, I will do an hour tonight about this very topic because I've watched parents and coaches and trainers and air quote trainers, Bach, those trainers, right? Those money-making trainers, travel ball coaches, Legion ball coaches, college coaches, etc., who make decisions and do not communicate the why they're making these decisions and are not accepting responsibility of what happens because of those decisions. And ultimately, you're making these decisions that have negative results on the young people that are in your charge. And I'm just going to say, I just need to lock this thing up. We'll take a break. But listen, Tommy John surgery for young people at this age, if you are not focusing on the well-being of your young people, get out of the way. As a parent, as a coach, as a trainer, listen, if you're making your living by taking advantage of people and putting people in harmful situations, if you don't know the current science behind recovery, preparation, stretching, tendencies, age group restriction and boundary and why those things exist, the likelihood that your young person is going to play at the college level because they have some fantasy and dream. Look, everybody has the dream until the dream becomes reality. And the reality is the adults in place should be monitoring for the greater good of the young person. Sometimes you have to tell the young person what they need to know, not what they want to hear. Sometimes you have to love the kid and tell them, no, you don't need to throw these breaking balls at this age. You don't need to have your pitch count up here because some 12-year-old travel coach decided that you can throw back-to-back games and not be monitored because they won't get certified and talk to the highest level of scientists that will tell them what their kids should be doing to prevent injury. And ultimately, somebody's making nickels and dimes to train, and air quote, train. And what you're doing is damaging the game. You're not good for the game. You're not good for the young people. You're not good for the sport. So Culligan J, I'm sending out prayer to you and your young people, your young man, because quite frankly, it is a shame that this stuff sort of happens, but the conversations need to happen, and you're right. That mom and dad, for all the people who make it to the University of Nebraska to play baseball, 99% didn't. And you have to understand, take care of your young people. Take care of their bodies, take care of their psyche, take care of their hearts, take care of them. Over the game, here's what I'm going to close this segment on. Parents, coaches, trainers, fans, do not choose the game over the person. Do not choose the game over the player. Don't do it. You'll pay for it later. We'll close out one-on-one when we come back.
Watch live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. You're listening to One-on-One with DP on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Imagine starting your day with a computer glitch that leaves you feeling stuck, frustrated, and unable to get your work done. You have 1,000,001 things to get done today, and waiting for the tech issue to solve itself isn't one of them. It's time to let Hamilton handle the tech so you don't have to. We help businesses across the state spend more time on what they do best and less time frustrated with office technology. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we're focused on providing custom solutions that set you up for success now and in the future. Connect with us today at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Hungry for something real? Come to HF Crave, Lincoln's favorite spot for burgers that are anything but basic. Locally sourced Nebraska beef, hand-cut fries, and bold flavors that'll make your taste buds cheer. Whether you're craving the classics or ready to try something wild, they've got the burger that gets you. HF Crave. Fresh, local, craveable. Find them at 48th and Holdridge or order online at hfcrave.com.
I'm Kirk Herbstreit, and today I'm eating Raising Cane's. I want a solid bench of 4 chicken fingers, crinkle cut fries with Texas toast. Now back to you, Todd.
So the usual.
Make Raising Cane's part of your game day lineup.
Oh, Kansas.
Here we go. Second half today.
You just don't stop giving, do you?
Green flag, we're underway.
The closest finish in NASCAR Cup Series history. Close to downtown, amazing campgrounds, 3 NASCAR races in one weekend, and it's the playoffs.
You guys can't drive.
Now you're just showing off. But we're not mad. In fact, we're looking forward to it. NASCAR Playoffs Weekend at Kansas Speedway, September 26th through the 28th. Get your tickets now at kansasspeedway.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Copple Chevrolet GMC. This month kicks off Copple's 50th anniversary sale. We're celebrating 50 years by offering an additional $500 discount to the next 100 customers that buy a new vehicle. This is in addition to the huge savings already in place. You can take an extra $500 off our discounted price, or we can cut you a check on the spot. Celebrate with savings and see why customers have trusted Copple since 1975. It's our way of saying thank you for all these years.
There are great Mexican restaurants all over town, but there is one that is especially worth the drive from any part of town. Tacos Los Hermanos at 70th and Havelock. Cool off this summer with a delicious horchata or other special drinks, and grab one of their famous taco boxes for a group of friends or coworkers to enjoy, full of birria tacos and many other options. Don't forget their great desserts like tres leches, flan, and cheesecake. Get to Tacos Los Hermanos for lunch or dinner today at 70th and Havelock in Lincoln.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust, member FDIC.
MWR is dedicated to building attractive, affordable steel buildings that exceed your expectations. From commercial to residential to agriculture storage, steel buildings are cost-effective, attractive, and versatile. Plus, they're a lasting investment and an ideal choice. MWR uses Sentinel Building Systems out of Albion and can service you all over the state and region. If you have interest in a steel building, post-frame building, or fencing, give MWR a call today at 402-980-5273 or go to mwrbuildingandfence.com.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at gainatrucking.com.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
M Suits Clothiers, Lincoln's favorite men's store. Family owned and operated, located 1 block south of 56th and Pine Lake Road. Go bold this summer and fall with endless possibilities. Stop in now for the best selection on sweaters, outerwear, suits, sport coats, dress pants, and dress shirts. M Suits Clothiers, your menswear store.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
The party is back on in Lincoln this fall, and there's no party like the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Join the whole ticket crew for 2.5 hours of pregame coverage before every home and away game this football season as they get you ready for the game. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show at our downtown studio at 11th and O. Sponsored by Select Plumbing, Raising Cane's, Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Currency, and the Kindler Hotel. You're listening to One on One with DP on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Oh, as the song says, walk this way. Walk this way. With your heart out, chin up, say it. Say it. And two of my favorite human beings are in the building. One is a national champion. The other is an All-American. And he got that big degree.
That's right.
He got that big degree. Let's welcome Caleb Smith and Rich Lovett. Gentlemen, what it do, baby?
We doing good. Glad to be here. Man, living my best life. In the room every day, wrestling. It just doesn't get better than that.
To get the work done, you guys are pre-recording some work for later today. But as we talk about it, you're both in town. Mm-hmm. And so I feel like I would be disrespecting your value by not offering you a thing, because more of you is good. Like, you two are wonderful Mount Rushmore type personalities when it comes to what Husker student athletes are about. And I need to showcase that. That literally is why we're here. Now, I'm just saying this, that for the next 11 football weeks, here's the challenge. And you let me know if you're up for it. But the next 11 football games, I need for you two to get together, come in here. We'll do it at night. And y'all break down what you saw and what you expect.
Let's do it. I'm all in.
Hey,
I love it.
To be fair, we already are ahead of it because we discussed what we think our season record will be. Tell him.
Man, 11-1.
He says
Come
11-1.
Come on.
10-2 or 9-3.
See?
So we on top of it. We think about it.
But this is the thing. I fully understand that the more Husker fans have access to you, the more they're going to love you. And it's important to have the good folks be heard. And listen, any parent, if you look at these two young men and you can't identify that these are the people that you should be saying, you know what? Be like them. Be like them. North Stars are vital. They're important. And I know that you're both grateful, but I also know that you're both great young men. Like, you, great young men. So giving you, I can announce this, what we've done, that Tipsy Tina's has agreed to put gift cards in your hands.
Man, love it.
Right?
They're awesome.
They're going to feed you once a month here on top of the gift cards that they give you. They're going to get you swag, so you'll get sweatshirts and hoodies and hats and that sort of thing. But we're going to do that for you. And then we can start. We'll talk about it later. But sometime this week, we'll get together and do an hour of you two just talking about Husker football and Husker athletes. Talk about volleyball, talk about and then what's going on in the wrestling community as well.
Yeah.
So we'll do that. All right. And you identified this. You said you're fully drinking it. What'd you call it?
The Roulade. Come on.
Fully
I'm
drinking.
all in.
He said he's all in. He's all in. And here's the beauty of it. I'm grateful and appreciative that y'all are willing to share yourselves with Husker fans, because they need to know y'all. They need to know what this is all about. And y'all know what it's all about. It ain't about me and Bach. This is all about y'all and them. And we want to keep highlighting. So thank y'all for making yourself available.
Oh, always. Absolutely.
Appreciate
Thank you
it.
for the opportunity.
Appreciate it. Now, they're going to, I think we're running yours at 6. So tune in to Takedown Tuesdays. Caleb Smith, Ridge Lovett here on the ticket this afternoon. And then, be on the lookout. Be on the lookout, because they're going to talk Husker football and Husker volleyball. We'll air that sometime this week as well. We'll get that done. Do not go anywhere. Coming up next, the Hall of Famer, the black shirt, Terrell Farley. The future Hall of Fame, the broadcast Hall of Famer, Jake Bachhofen. Bach in the black shirt will take you to 3 o'clock. Do not go anywhere. Remember, be good to yourself and others, because
There are great Mexican restaurants all over town, but there is one that is especially worth the drive from any part of town. Tacos Los Hermanos at 70th and Havelock. Cool